Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPLElmer. And today we're going to be going through my Matchday 8 team selection for the UCL Fantasy. Finally, the final match day. All matches are going to be at the same time, which is going to be very, very interesting. It's something we've never seen before, and it's going to be an interesting event, and hope that it's going to live up to the expectation. But here we're focused on the Champions League Fantasy. And the good thing about UCL Fantasy, we can be able to plan our teams according to the fixture, according to the lineups, which are going to come out before the deadline, so we can be able to think our teams. But before we get into my match the 8 team selection, if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave a like, and make sure you hit that bell so don't miss any content going up on the channel. Make sure you do all that good stuff, and not wasting any much time, let's get straight into it. So for match day 7, Saturday match day 7 team review, managed to score 77 points and a small red arrow to 2172 rank. Not quite impressed with the team because I think I lacked maybe a few what we call a few Real Madrid players, but we still managed to. And Kane, of course, not performing really, really well. So let's go through the team. We had Kane with 2 points, blanking. Mbappe with a goal. Lewandowski with 2 goals, both penalty goals. Rafinha, who had a very, very good performance against Benfica, managed to get 2 goals, man of the match as well. 32 points for him. Then we had Kuhn, Gittens, and Foden all blanking, uh, having 2, 2, and 3 points respectively. Gabriel with a clean sheet, 7 points, and then Schlotterbeck, Grimaldo, all blanking 3 points apiece, and then the Atalanta goalkeeper who scored 6 points for a clean sheet, and surprisingly he had 0 shots saved, which is very funny to me. But yeah, 6 points for him. So a slight red arrow, but we hope to bounce back as we push for the top 1,000 before the end of the Uefa Fantasy. That was the match day 7 team and the points. So hope that match day 8 can be able to improve. And now let's look at what match day 8 has in store for us. So for match day 8, I thought about using a wild card, but I was doing my research to see the wild card team people are forming up. I found a team that my team looks mostly like the wild card template that many people are using. So I decided to just not use it and just go with what I have. So the midfielders and the forward line looks somewhat similar to a lot of people, but I think the defensive line for me is the one which looks a little bit poor, but I'm going to stick with it for match day 8 and save my wild card for another day. So we're going to be having Kobel in there against Shakhtar, and then I hope they can keep a clean sheet. Of course, Dortmund have been conceding goals for fun, so I don't know how that's going to end, but I hope they would get a clean sheet against a Shakhtar team that also I think need qualification. To be honest, I haven't looked at the table, so I don't know which teams are close to qualification. Yeah. Then we have the Atalanta goalkeeper against Barcelona. So of course he's going to be on the bench because Barcelona tend to score a lot of goals. Crazy stat that they've scored 100 goals, and it's only January going into February. They already scored 100 goals. Madness. Then we have Kubasi against Atalanta. Of course, a tough fixture because Atalanta are a very strong team, but they're going to be missing Lukman. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But hope for a clean sheet there. Then you have Lukadin against Celtic, which is also a very interesting fixture. But I'm not so sure if he's going to play. But I think Aston Villa still need to get some points that can be able to qualify. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen. Because I think also Celtic need uh, a few points as well to qualify. Then you have Grimaldo in there, just hoping for some assists and some goals. He's been very quiet this season, but I hope that in match the 8 can be able to perform. And then we have Kivior, who I'm going to be bringing in for Gabriel. I just think Arsenal are going to rotate. They just need a draw to secure the top spot, and I mean, there's no way that they're going to drop. I think they've already qualified, so maybe it might be time for Arteta to rotate. But as I said at the beginning, we're going to be getting team news. So if we find out that Kivior is not going to be starting, just have to find another way to maneuver that. And then we have Savano from Juventus. I was quite surprised he's been playing all these fixtures and it's only 3.9 million. And I'm going to be transferring out Schlotterbeck to bring him into the team, and Robert is going to be able to perform and continue with these strong performances. That's the defense and the goalkeeping department. Not a very strong defensive line apart from maybe Grimaldo and Kubarsi. I'm still not so sure who the third person I'm going to start will be, but we'll know before the deadline. So that's the defense. Now let's look at the midfield. So this is how the midfield is looking like. Going to be having Rafinha in there against Atalanta. He was subbed off early in their game against Valencia, so I'd expect him to start against Atalanta or maybe come off the bench. We just have to wait and see. But of course, I'm just going to keep on reminding you guys, as I've mentioned, we get early team news. So yeah, we need to see what Barcelona are going to field out there. But I hope Rafinha is going to be able to start. Then you have Vats in there who had a very disappointing match at the 7, but I hope for match the 8 can be able to bounce back. He did manage to get an assist or a goal during the weekend, and I hope that I'll be able to produce the same goods against the team they're going to be playing for match the 8. Then we have Musiala in there, who that's why I've been moving some funds in the defensive positions to try and fit in Musiala into the team, because we all know how Bayern play against the lesser teams. They tend to score a lot of goals. That's why I'm going for Musiala in there, and obviously it's going to be instrumental. And then the other person I've gone for is Phil Foden against Club Brugge. You all know Man City need a win that they can be able to qualify, but I know everyone in this world, apart from Man City fans, are praying for a Club Brugge draw, for a Club Brugge win, which will be very, very, very much appreciated. And me being one of the non-fans, hope that Club Brugge can be able to do something. Of course, they also need a draw to qualify. And yeah, then we have Kuhn against Aston Villa. He's also going to be on my bench. So this think there's much to talk about. He's just a cheap option. He's performing really, really well, and he's playing as a forward in a forward position instead of midfield position. So yeah, so that's the midfield department. Looks pretty solid, to be fair, and a lot of goal scorers and a lot of assisters in there. And I hope that I'm able to perform. So now let's look at the forward line. So as you go into the forward line, make sure you check down the description to be able to find my socials. If you want to communicate with me, especially on Instagram, where I'm very, very much active, but you can communicate with me anywhere. So now for the forward line, I'm going to be having Hurricane in there. That's for the same reasons as I mentioned with Musiala. I think Bayern Munich tend to score a lot of goals against the lesser teams, and I'd expect something similar in match the 8. You know that Kane is going to be instrumental in that. Then we have Mbappe as well. We also what Mbappe did during the weekend and also what he did in match the 7. He looks very, very sharp and can able to continue his hot form in the match the 8 fixture they're going to be having. Then finishing off the team, we're going to be having Lewandowski against Atalanta, a very tough fixture. But Lewandowski was rested during the weekend. He came on a little bit late. So yeah, I'm sure he's going to be able to start against Atalanta and they're going to be able to perform and score some goals. Just the same performance at match the 8 will be very much appreciated. So the team I'm going to be fielding up is going to be Kobel, Kubasi, Grimaldo, Kivior, Rafinha, Vats, Musiala, Foden, and then the front three, as you can see on your screen, Ken Mbappe and Lewandowski. So yeah, that's going to be the team for match day 8. Of course, wait for the team news so that you can be able to plan effectively for that match day 8. So yeah, if you managed to reach this far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And with that, I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.